It is a common belief that men cheat, but is this really a case of commitment phobia or just an age-old stereotype? In a world where love beckons but commitment remains elusive, join me as I dive into the captivating real-life story of a friend that unravels the hidden truth about commitments in relationships, and the real reason men can't commit. If you are new here, don't forget to like and subscribe for more life-changing content. Without further delay, let's begin. On that fateful day, the quaint cafe's door creaked open as Evelyn Rivers stepped inside, her dark curls cascading over her shoulders. A chill breeze whispered through the room, and she shivered, wrapping her scarf tighter around her elegant neck. The scent of coffee and old books filled her nostrils, a comforting aroma that tugged at her soul. "Ah, there it is," she murmured to herself, spotting a worn copy of Wuthering Heights on the crowded bookshelf by the window. As her gloved fingers reached for the spine, another hand brushed against hers. "Apologies," came a deep, melodic voice. She looked up into Alexander Sterling's sea-green eyes, captivated by his enigmatic gaze. He wore a well-tailored suit, his dark hair slicked back, revealing a strong jawline. "Great minds think alike," she said with a smile, noting how their hands lingered together on the book. "Indeed," he agreed, his eyes never leaving hers. "I'm Alexander, by the way, Evelyn. Are you a fan of the Bronte sisters?" he asked, pulling out a chair at a nearby table. As they sat down, conversation flowed, words dancing between them like fireflies in the night. They spoke of writing and the arts, their shared passions igniting a spark that neither could deny. "Would you like to meet again?" Alexander asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Their hands brushed once more as they exchanged contact information, planning their next rendezvous. Days later, under the glow of the city lights, Alexander surprised Evelyn with a rare first edition of her favorite book. The gold lettering shimmered in the dim light, casting a spell over her heart. Tears welled in her eyes as she traced the cover with trembling fingers, feeling the void within her begin to fill. "Alexander, I can't believe you found this," she whispered, clutching the book to her chest. "Nothing is too good for you, my dear," he replied, his eyes soft with adoration. As they walked through the quiet streets, Evelyn opened up to Alexander about her insecurities and fears. He listened intently, his arms warm and comforting around her as they shared their deepest thoughts. As the night wore on, their connection grew stronger, the bond between them forged in vulnerability and understanding. "Thank you for tonight," she said, her voice barely audible above the hum of the city. Alexander looked down at her, his sea-green eyes reflecting the twinkling lights above, and for a moment, time seemed to stop. "Thank you for being you," he whispered before leaning down to capture her lips in a passionate kiss, marking the beginning of their whirlwind romance. The weeks that followed were filled with laughter and love as Alexander and Evelyn explored their burgeoning relationship. They strolled hand in hand through the city, marveling at the bright lights and bustling streets. In the evenings, they would nestle into a corner of a local cafe, sharing stories of their pasts and dreams for the future. Alexander cooked her dinner almost every night, his tongue often slipping into French as he told her stories of his childhood growing up in Paris. She was captivated by his playful spirit and gentle demeanor, feeling more connected to him than anyone she had ever met before. There was no denying the strong feelings between them now, only a deep understanding that their souls had been intertwined since long before this moment. He encouraged her to pursue her passions, reigniting her love for writing through thoughtful notes and encouraging words each morning. Every kiss felt electric, sending sparks flying throughout her entire body as if they shared one beating heart between them. Yet, like any story worth telling, challenges emerged. A crisis at Alexander's work pulled him into its tempest, his thoughts scattered, his presence distant. His office loomed over him like a dark cloud, swallowing what little sunlight dared to enter. Papers piled high on his desk, a testament to the pressure mounting in his chest with each passing hour. Sweat beaded on his brow as he stared at the screen, his fingers trembling above the keyboard. Another late night? Miriam, his co-worker's voice, broke through the silence, her eyes filled with concern. She stood in the doorway, her arms laden with steaming cups of coffee. "Seems so," Alexander sighed, rubbing his temples. He forced a smile, trying to mask the turmoil brewing within him. "Thanks for the coffee, no problem." Miriam set one cup on his desk, taking a seat across from him. Her dark eyes searched his face, heart aching for the man who worked tirelessly to chase his dreams. "Talk to me." Alexander hesitated, then surrendered to the comfort of her presence. "It's just the stress, the expectations. It feels like I'm drowning." "Hey, you're not alone," she reassured him, her hand resting gently on his arm. Their conversations often strayed from work, delving into the depths of their personal lives and hidden vulnerabilities. As the weeks wore on, Alexander found solace in Miriam's company. Late nights became more frequent, their laughter echoing through the empty halls long after their co-workers had gone home. Miriam, who harbored feelings for Alexander, willingly stayed behind, providing a safe haven from the storm that raged outside. One evening, after an exceptionally grueling day, the last of their colleagues slipped away, leaving Alexander and Miriam alone in the dimly lit office. The air hummed with tension, charged by the weight of their unspoken secrets and desires. "Miriam," Alexander whispered, his voice cracking under the strain. "I don't know what I'd do without you." "Neither do I," she admitted, her hand trembling as it reached for his. Their eyes locked, and time seemed to stand still. In a moment of weakness, they succumbed to the intensity of their emotions. Their lips met in a kiss that ignited a fire fueled by longing, chaos, and the promise of something more. The world around them faded away, leaving only the two hearts beating wildly in the darkness. Meanwhile, Evelyn's professional pursuit led her to explore trust and betrayal in relationships, a topic that clawed at the edges of her thoughts. Doubts crept in, and she found herself wondering about the uncharted territories of her own heart. "Are you sure about this?" she murmured to herself, hesitating for a moment before pressing onward. As the paragraphs grew, so did the accolades that flowed in from her editor and readers alike. The praise filled her with newfound confidence, bolstering her belief in her relationship with Alexander. "Congratulations, Evelyn," her editor exclaimed over the phone, joy evident in his voice. "This article is phenomenal. You've earned a promotion." "Thank you," she breathed, her heart swelling with pride. "Let's celebrate tonight," Alexander suggested, his voice low and enticing. "I have a surprise for you." Evelyn's eyes widened when he revealed their destination, a secluded cabin nestled amongst ancient trees, their branches forming a canopy that shielded them from the world outside. Their weekend was spent exploring the woods, with intimate nights curled up together by the flickering firelight. On the last evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Alexander presented her with a delicate necklace. "A symbol of our shared passion for writing and arts," he explained, fastening it around her neck. Overcome with emotion, she whispered her promise to love him forever. "Forever," he echoed, sealing their pledge with a tender kiss. But the illusion shattered upon their return, when a flicker of light from Alexander's phone caught her eye. A message from Miriam, its contents revealing their emotional affair. "How could you?" she choked out, hot tears streaming down her cheeks. "Evelyn, please," he begged, desperation etched into his face. "It was a mistake, a moment of weakness." "I love you, love," she spat the word like acid on her tongue. "You don't know the meaning of it. Trust is the foundation of love, and you've shattered mine beyond repair." His pleas for forgiveness fell on deaf ears as she walked away, heartbroken and determined to rebuild the trust within herself. As the story of Evelyn, Alexander, and their intricate web of emotions unfolds, it becomes evident that men cannot commit because 1. They often struggle with emotional integrity, as proven with Alexander's engagement in an emotional affair with Miriam while in a committed relationship with Evelyn. 2. They find it challenging to be vulnerable and open about their emotional struggles, as demonstrated by Alexander's reluctance to share his work-related stress with Evelyn. 3. They succumb to temptation, even when they are in a loving relationship, as highlighted by Alexander's affair with Miriam. 4. They struggle to prioritize their partners in a committed relationship, often due to misplaced priorities or a lack of balance as emphasized by Alexander's prioritization of work and emotional connection with Miriam over his relationship with Evelyn. 5. They often succumb to societal pressure and expectations, as Alexander's affair with Miriam was influenced by the stress and expectations he felt at work. So, there you have it, the 5 lessons drawn from Evelyn and Alexander's story, showcasing the intricate web of emotions that lead men to struggle with commitment. Remember, Relationships are complex, and understanding these lessons can help you navigate the complexities of commitment. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more life-changing content.